April 18th, 2022. Coming up on the program today, why won't you use something, anything, to sop up all that blood? For the love of God. Plus, doing anal curls, an old homeless pervert versus a meth head police officer, and pedo misdirection. All coming up today.
You know, remind me of my father.
Reminds you of your father?
Yeah, but I kind of find a different word for that. Probably peaceful or sometimes beautiful, or I could say love, either way. My name is David, and that's the Rocket Man. And he landed up there. He got eaten with a dinosaur.
The dinosaur ate him?
He ate the guy, but he didn't. But the time portal makes him go down further into the house. He's so happy there.
So he's traveling through time.
Yes, he is.
So he goes to the dinosaur time and he gets eaten, and then he somehow gets to a house.
And then he gets to the house, and then he goes all the way down to the bottom and sees the devil. And that's hell.
Why would he want to go there?
It's probably gooey, bloody mess. But I like heaven.
I love Easter because you get candy.
What about Halloween?
Yeah, I used to go trick-or-treating at my mom and dad's in Algonquin. My brother's, his name is Charles, but his name is Lance. And he used to go trick-or-treating on Alice Place. That's our old house we used to live in. He was adopted too, but I was adopted too. I missed you, brother. Are you watching this? Can you come back to me? Come on. Please, brother. His name is Lance, but his name is Charles. He's from NSYNC.
NSYNC?
Yeah, he's
band.
from NSYNC.
The band?
Yeah, from NSYNC. I know Lance because he was at my mom's house in Algonquin.
Why was he there?
He was trick-or-treating with me. Ever watches Lance? Can you come back to me, please?
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
Father, tell me, when can I leave to be on my own?
What the hell is even that?
Get it together! Push F on my Twitter sheet.
I hear there's a lot of VD among homosexuals.
Alrighty, freaks. Tim back here with you for the Monday podcast. Feeling good. I'm alive. I know a couple of you freaks out there were worried, as you should be. You never know what's going on with Timmy Boo when he misses a show, and I was in the emergency room. It is my yearly tradition now. It was around this time last year I went to the emergency room, and they didn't do anything for me. Same deal this year, basically. I gotta blame Vlad for all of this. DV listener, Vladimir Putin. I started to feel weird on Monday. I think it was Monday, Sunday night or Monday. The tip of my left thumb was tingling. You know, like that prickly feeling? And it wouldn't go away. And as the week progressed, my other fingers on my left arm started tingling. And I was very tired throughout the week, wasn't feeling well. You wouldn't know it, though, because I was recording some killer shows for you freaks. Very good programs. You wouldn't know I'm sick. I'm a very the show must go on kind of guy. I don't want to burden you with my problems, so I didn't even mention it on the podcast. But then I think it was on Wednesday, Vlad messaged me out of the blue and said, so Tim, Cat Lady, who of course died earlier this year, was the one who got Gilbert Gottfried to record the birthday message for me, or the Distorted View 15th anniversary message. He says, these things happen in threes. Cat Lady dead. Gilbert Gottfried dead. Tim, be very careful. And I was already kind of like low grade freaking out over the tingly feeling in my fingers not going away. And this just put me into like full bloom panic mode. I'm like, he's right. It does come in threes. This would be perfect, me dying. It just makes sense. Of course I'm going to die. So I call my doctor, like my primary, my cardiologist, because I have one of those, like a 90-year-old would have. Now, she didn't make an appointment for me, but I explained to her what was going on, and she was like, it doesn't sound like a heart attack or stroke or anything. And so I said, okay. And so I didn't make an appointment. Instead, I waited another day, and then it seemed to just keep getting worse. Now my arm, my hand wasn't numb, and I could grip onto things hard. It wasn't like I was like losing feeling. It was just that prickly feeling. Anyway, by Friday, it was just like kind of all consumed. It was like in my mind that I was probably dying, and like the longer I waited, like the worse it was going to, like something bad was going to happen. Fucking blood clot in my brain or something. So Friday night, I was like, fuck it. I will part with the multiple thousands of dollars and just go to the goddamn emergency room. And Lord Douche took me there. They x-rayed up my heart. They did some blood tests. God knows what else they did. And end result, no emergency. You know how people are always saying like you know your body better than anyone else. If you think something is wrong, if something doesn't seem right, you get that checked out because chances are, you're right. Well, I'm here to tell you that a lot of times your body lies. My body is a fucking dick to me. Save yourself some money and ignore your body. The people at the emergency room couldn't even tell me what was going on. They're like, yeah, that's not really what we do here. We deal with emergencies, and you're not in an emergency situation. So like, just go to your fucking doctor like a normal person. And, sure enough, after I was let out of the emergency room, I was only there for a couple hours, started to feel better. I mean, I was still kind of tired the next day, but I was able to, do yard work, mow the lawn. I took a nap, but, I noticed my tingling started going away in my finger. And, it's just, it wasn't all mental, but I think I worked myself up and I started to think, it was worse than it really was. But, better safe than sorry, especially with my wonky-ass heart history. Check out the chapter artwork. That's me in the emergency room. Now, I was feeling fine, but, I like to take pictures where I look miserable, to get some sympathy or whatever. So I was playing up for the camera there. But that was me. I like to take photographic evidence because I know you guys think that I'm just playing hooky with the show. But no, I was actually up to some hospital shit. It was, yet again, another false alarm. Freaks, I'm okay. Don't cancel those Sideshow memberships yet. After all, I'm going to need that money to pay the mountains of debt I am racking up from all these fucking emergency room visits. What I would actually like to do, and, if I could get enough new Sideshow memberships, I could make this dream a reality. I want to buy my own x-ray machine, just, so I could just x-ray my own chest. Do they have home x-ray machines? I really think it would, in the end, it would be a huge money saver for me. Help me look into that. All right, so those were my medical woes this weekend. Again, I'm doing much better. Thank you for your concern. Now, though, we can officially get into today's program. We begin with a movement that is really picking up steam among men. It's called free shitting. And after you learn about it, it may just change the way you defecate as well. What is free shitting? It's basically pooping without wiping. Yes, there's a growing belief out there that toilet paper is unnecessary. As a matter of fact, you don't need to clean your ass at all. If we were meant to, God or evolution would have devised a system for our bodies to self-clean. I don't have anal wiping fluid drizzling down my ass crack onto my crusted up anus, washing away piles of filth. Nor did Mother Nature say, well, we'll just let humans figure out how to clean their own buttholes. Thousands of years down the road, Kimberly-Clark and the Cottonelle Corporation will come up with toilet paper for humans to wipe their ass. Until then, they can fend for themselves. That's not how nature works. No, toilet paper is totally unnecessary. That's the premise of the free shitting movement. But guys, it goes beyond that. For it is not just toilet paper these men shun, but also toilets themselves. Free shitters poop whenever and wherever their body tells them they need to go. Furthermore, they don't go looking for a bush or someplace secluded. No, they'll just shit in their pants. No squatting, no pushing shit out, no wiping. It's quite an existence. Ladies, isn't that fucking disgusting? If you said yes, I've got news for you. Free shitting isn't a thing, but free bleeding is. You are filthy, disgusting women, and you need to cut this shit out immediately. Free bleeding is exactly what it sounds like. Women shunning maxi pads, shunning tampons, and just bleeding in their panties. No matter how much, just letting it soak through the panties, right into your jeans. Their theory is it's natural, so c'est la vie. According to Wikipedia, free bleeding is the practice of menstruating without blocking or collecting the period flow. Now, like all annoying and disgusting practices, people who partake in free bleeding love to talk about it. I've got several examples here, mostly from YouTube, but here's a TikToker.
Oh my gosh, I just started my period. Pads? No. Tampons? No. Using a towel to sit on in public? Yes. Not using anything to block or catch my flow? Also yes.
Why? Why would you do that to yourself and to others? We live in a society. This is why people hate to use public transit, subways, buses, because you always end up sitting next to a weirdo like this, menstruating through her pants onto her period towel. And really, what is the towel there for? It's to soak up the blood, right? Now, imagine, hear me out. I've got an idea. You take that large towel, you shrink it down so it fits in your pants, and you apply that towel right next to your bleeding pussy so the towel sops up all of the blood and it won't ruin your panties or your pants. It's less laundry. It just seems like a great idea. Oh, even better, we'll make these fucking things disposable. Now, what if I told you this amazing, mythical pussy chamois exists, and you could buy a pack at just about any fucking store in America? Well, ladies, I've got some great news for you. These things exist, and they have existed for a fucking while. They're called maxi pads. Try them. Good grief. Next up here is Venus O'Hara, and she's going to tell you all the ways her pussy is happier now that she is free bleeding.
5 ways that my period has changed since I've been doing free bleeding.
Number 5, it's taken on more of a chunky salsa style. If you look closely, there are bits of jalapenos. I call it restaurante style menstruation. Let's hear what number 5 is.
Point number 1, my period is shorter. I think my period used to be about maybe 6 days or something like that, and now it's about 4 days.
I don't understand how just having a pad in your pants would shorten the period, because it's still coming out of your pussy, whether it drips into your panties or onto a pad. You know what I mean?
3.5. It's all over a lot quicker. In fact, there's only one day that it can be a bit uncomfortable, and that's usually the second day. Anyway, second point, pain-free. Yeah. Well, I've been doing free bleeding now for 2 years, and I haven't...
None of this makes sense to me. This is all mental. This is like my fucking tingling thumb. It's all in your head, bitch.
I haven't had to take paracetamol for my period for years and years.
Let's see the next bogus claim here.
Oh yeah, this is a bit strange. Someone made a comment on this on my previous video about the smell. It doesn't smell as bad as when I use period products, which is quite interesting, really, because
she's talking out of her bloody pussy, isn't she? This is all bullshit. I refuse to believe the stink is gone. Now, guys, I've never used a maxi pad or tampon, but I mean, maybe are they scented? Maybe like the combination of menstrual pussy blood and whatever fragrance they're using on the pad, maybe that combination is kind of gross. But your actual blood, I don't think it's changing sense.
Number 4, no irritation. When I was using pads, I used to find that...
Yeah, okay, that one I might be able to buy. Maybe you're allergic to something that's in the pads. Maybe there's an irritant. You would think the companies that produce these things would have had time. You know, they've been on the market for decades and decades and decades. You know, they could have ironed out any potential allergies women might have from these things. But okay, this one is the most plausible. And the last reason?
One of the great advantages of free bleeding is that the transition from period to Cunnilingus Ready is a lot faster and smoother. Yeah, that was not the case when I used to use pads. In fact, the pads, maybe it seemed to draw out that process a lot more and make me feel very irritated and dry, and I needed a couple of days just to get the flow flowing again.
That's right. Thank you, Alexis. We're putting that into terms we can all understand. Although I do like the phrase Cunnilingus Ready. Would you ladies buy a Cunnilingus Ready Distorted View t-shirt? That might be popping up in the next iteration of the DV store. Well, I think that's a good overview of free bleeding. If any of you lady freaks partake in this nasty, nasty practice, please call into the voicemail line and defend yourself. The closest story I have about free bleeding is my good friend lived with a couple of hippy-dippy females for a while, and while they did not practice free bleeding per se, they did use reusable maxi pads. They were just like ripped strips of t-shirts, I believe. Cleaning rags in every sense of the word. Anyway, he was totally grossed out because these two women would clean their cunt blood-soaked t-shirt strips in the bathroom sink. Like, they would fill up the sink with water and just leave their used reusable maxi pads like soaking in there. He eventually had to confront them and say, you can't do that. I need to be able to use the sink. And also, I don't want to have the urge to vomit every time I come to the bathroom just to take a piss. I see the sink full of blood. So, as a compromise, a bucket was purchased and placed in the corner of the bathroom. I don't know if there was like a lid on it. I'm assuming there was. Although you probably want that to breathe, huh? I don't know. I never witnessed, I never saw the bucket myself. I was too afraid to ever use his bathroom. So there you go. That's free bleeding. Just another totally unnecessary practice bored people are wasting their time with. Ding. Let's move on. Speaking of bored people, longtime Utard Norman Wicks is back. We mentioned this, a week or two ago? I think I found his new YouTube channel, or one of you freaks sent me a link to his new channel. Well, he remains very active over there. Norman Wicks is just this guy who wants to get into altercations with everyone, mostly the cops. At one point, and it may be the case again, he was living in his car with his son. A lot of the arguments with cops stem from the fact that they would just sort of park wherever for the night. And then the police would say, you can't be here, this is private property, or whatever, and then another fight would ensue. All right, so let me give you the backstory to this newest video, which is insane. Norman and his son are at Starbucks. In walks the police officer that Norman Wicks has had an altercation with in the past, according to the description on the video. So, the cop we're arguing with is the cop who lied to the detective and told him bold-faced lies that we had dozens of videos we took of a woman, as well as dozens of photos. The detective did not come to us to ask if this were true. He went and he got a warrant to seize all of my property. My car, the title for my car, the bill of sale, the keys, 2 pap tops. I don't know what the hell that is. 2 Canon cameras with telephoto lenses, all of our food, blankets, water, personal care, because it's all in his car. I think that's all you really need to know before we start playing this video. So this cop just happened to be at Starbucks. Norman saw him and starts screaming at him. Norman wants his car back.
Where's my fucking car and my day in court, asshole? Where's my day in court? Take us to jail. Where's my day for my car? No. Where's my day in court for my car? Take us 2 fucking months you had my car. You're a faggot. No fuck.
I love the assist from the son. You're a faggot.
2 fucking months you had my car. You're a faggot. No fucking day in court. No judge. Nothing. Where's my car, you bunch of rip-offs? You're a fucking thief! You ripped off my car and all of my equipment and left me on the fucking ground to sleep on the fucking ground, you fucking faggot!
Now, it should be noted that the cop has left Starbucks. He's not there. He's actually holding the door open. He's outside. Norman Wicks is still inside the Starbucks. I think the cop is trying to get him to come outside, because he is making quite a scene. There is more description to the video. We were lied by the cops. The skinny, ugly one, he's a meth addict and a thief. He's also a homo because he blows kisses at my son and winks at him. Ooh, scandalous if true. What I'm dying to know is, what the hell does Norman buy at Starbucks? Like, what is his drink of choice? He lives out of a car. Is he spending like $6 on a Frappuccino? I would strongly urge, for Norman's health and safety, go with decaf, dude. Pretty high strung.
Fuck you. Call a fucking ambulance or a fucking another cop and drag us out. We're gonna take our day in court, motherfucker. We got a fucking day in court coming. One way or the other. You don't get to take people's property and just tell them to go fuck themselves. A fucking car, motherfucker. Grand theft, motherfucker. Drive me out in the middle of nowhere and drop me off and take all my shit. Fuck
What
you,
was that
bitch.
about? How are these guys alive? I sneeze too hard and I have to go to the emergency room. These guys are like blowing out lungs. They're like veins are popping in their head. They're screaming so loud.
You started this, you motherfucker. That's what they do in third world fucking countries. Take them out in the middle of nowhere and drop them the fuck off and take all their shit, motherfucker.
I mean, the cop had to get a warrant to search the car. They found something where they were able to take the entire vehicle. Right? I mean, I just have a feeling, yeah, these guys were creeping out on some woman. I mean, with the telephoto lens and shit. These guys don't seem like they're into like nature photography. That's a nice, peaceful hobby. There's nothing peaceful about these guys. Seems like they're angry and aggressive, and they just want to furiously masturbate over some woman.
Are you a dirty fucking cop? Huh? That's what dirty fucking cops do, motherfucker. You understand me? I don't like dirty fucking cops. You're a fucking motherfucker. I'm gonna fuck this punk up. I swear to God. I swear to God, I'm gonna fuck that punk up. He just said something so fucking raw. You lousy fucking lying piece of shit.
I couldn't even hear the cops. This guy's so loud, and his voice reverberates. It totally masks what the normal sounding cop is saying.
You're a fucking punk. You getting ready? Let's go. You licking your fucking lips like a bitch? In heat? You skinny little fucking doper? You little fucking meth freak? You're a fucking meth head. Meth addict. That's what you are.
And a homo. Don't forget homo.
You think you're fucking funny? You think this shit is funny and do this shit?
I mean, honestly, yes, it's hilarious.
To do this shit to the fucking public? I'm sleeping on the ground. Real good, you fucking faggot. Sleeping on the ground because of you. Women. Who? You're a motherfucking liar. You're a fucking piece.
So the cop said something about filming a woman. We're not even halfway through this video. I'm going to have to pause here because we got to move on.
I'm sleeping on the ground. Real good, you fucking faggot. Sleeping on the ground because of you. Women. Who? You're a motherfucking liar. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're a fucking liar. Prove it. Prove it. Prove it. You ain't got shit, motherfucker. You got nothing, motherfucker.
All right. I'm just so happy Norman Wicks is back. I didn't realize how much I missed him. As if casually throwing around the F word wasn't enough, the final clip today also features someone casually throwing around the N word. But it's okay. He's not a hater. He's not a racist. It's his last name. Yes, David Super N word, except it's not N word. It's the full word. He somehow legally changed his name to this. I think it happened in Florida. Makes sense. He's back with a new video. Now, his whole thing, as I've mentioned before, anyone who has heard this guy on TV knows he's trying to reclaim these offensive words and make them something positive. So if one is faggoting, it means someone's happy. Or, you know, in the N-word is, I don't even know what his explanation for the N-word is, but maybe it's like it means being productive. The issue, of course, is one man can't just change the meaning of a word because no one else is on board with you. Even though in your mind, the N-word means one thing, to everyone else, it means something very, very different. Here's a little bit from David's most recent video.
So sometimes I think that my name change is optional and that we could have a society and a world where we don't nigger the N-word. And
I'm not sure of the rules he has placed in his own mind, where like he's allowed to say the N-word in some instances, but in other, he has to say N-word.
Don't nigger the N-word. And the implications of that aren't just that Russell Lawrence Lee gets forgotten. It implies that niggering doesn't work. If we want to nigger the N-word, we have to create a process of niggering using only love.
I think that's what the N-word was supposed to mean, or he wants to change the meaning to love.
These are the rules.
David, you've been on this beat for, I feel like, a decade. No one is using the N-word like you use the N-word. I'm starting to think you just want to say the word. And this is the loophole you've come up with.
If you're going to fix something like the N-word, there's nothing but love that you're allowed to use.
Okay.
And if only love is going to work, well, then it might as well work so well that we can nigger things forever, for the rest of time. That coinage has to stick. If we're going to nigger the N-word, we need to create all sorts of infrastructure of niggeritarianism. Why? Why do we have to do this? Sometimes I think, good God.
David is off his meds this week, okay?
I don't want to do this. I'm so tired of it. My family hates it. I hate it. Everything about it sucks. Nobody wants to take this as scripture and obey.
I think, is he having second thoughts or doubts about the N-word mantra or teachings that he's come up with? It sounds like he sounds defeated.
Either a word gets said or it doesn't.
How about we don't say it? And if you're looking for a word to mean love, just use the word love and just ignore the N-word. Take that out of your vocabulary. How about that? Again, your heart may have been in the right place, but your head sure as fuck wasn't. You're dumb. This video is over 7 minutes long. I gotta be honest with you, I lost interest after the first couple. I'm gonna fast forward to the end just to see if there's anything interesting.
A benign nigger.
Oh, well.
Because that's the next step. If there's a nigger, there are good niggers and bad.
Oh, you know what? Okay, enough, David. I thought it was supposed to mean love. You've totally lost the plot. Can't even follow along with this guy. All right, well, there you go. A couple U-tards. Practice of free bleeding, a very productive post-Easter episode of Distorted View Daily. And with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre, twisted, and fucked up news right now. Hey, if you're enjoying Distorted View Daily, please consider signing up for the Sideshow. That is DV's member site. Every week, I produce brand new exclusive programs just for Sideshow freaks. Even though I wasn't feeling last week, we still did two, Tuesday and Thursday. Sign up right now and you can listen to both those. Plus, tomorrow's episode is going to be Sideshow exclusive. Memberships are very inexpensive, only $6.99 a month. Even less when you opt for a quarterly, semi-annual, yearly, or lifetime membership. The website is superfreaksideshow.com. All major credit cards and PayPal accepted. You get a little personalized podcast feed. It works with most apps. The Apple Podcast app, Overcast, Podcast Addict, all the big ones. Now, if you happen to listen to Distorted View on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, there is another way to get Sideshow exclusive content. You can sign up right in those apps. Just a couple of taps and boom, you're getting all the free shows and all of the exclusive programs. Again, that's available in Spotify and in Apple Podcasts. You can clearly see where you can tap to subscribe. So it's pretty easy, awesome, fast way to get Sideshow content. Thank you to all of my Sideshow members. You are the reason this show continues. And of course, we've got a Patreon account, patreon.com/distortedview. Every little bit helps. You can pledge as little as $1 over there. If you pledge $5, you get access to a special voicemail line where I will play your calls first. And there are some other perks as well. If you pledge $20, occasionally I send out DV merchandise and stuff. So check that out. Patreon.com/distortedview. Final update for you. Our new YouTube channel. We are not quite, but we're almost to a third of the way to our ultimate goal of 1,000 subscribers. Just started this channel recently. We've only posted one thing on there. hopefully we'll be doing a live stream this weekend. It was supposed to be on Friday. I was in the emergency room. I think that's a pretty good excuse. Make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get all of the updates and notifications when we're posting new stuff. So the idea is this Friday, 10 p.m., nocturnal transmission. That's our live stream. Be there, or I mean, hopefully I'll be there too. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But that is the plan. If you want to subscribe, and I hope you do, just go to distortedview.com. On the main navigation bar, there is a link to YouTube. So just tap or click on that. All right, 3 very quick stories now. First up, we're starting the week off right with someone shoving something where they shouldn't have. A Brazilian man had to undergo emergency surgery after reportedly shoving a dumbbell up his asshole during an ill-advised attempt at self-gratification. Now, when I heard dumbbell, I was thinking like those big black discs with the bar, you have to lift with 2 hands. This was not quite that. It was just a 4-pound dumbbell, but still, that's pretty girthy to go up the pooper there. A case study detailing the exercise in stupidity was published last week in the International Journal of Surgery Case Reports. The unidentified 54-year-old patient, it's always like older dudes. You know why? Because their butthole elasticity is shot. As we learned from my aunt, who has loose shits all the time, as you get older, your butthole loses its stretchiness, so it's easier to fit stuff up in there, I guess, like weights. The unidentified 54-year-old patient had reported to a hospital in the city of Manaus? Are you kidding me? Oh, no, Manaus. Okay, almost anus. Manaus, I guess. After failing to extract a 4.4-pound metal weight from his rectum for 2 days. He left it up there for 2 days? Guess he was hoping to shit it out, but it's not going to come out naturally. It's not like you can't squeeze out a 4-pound weight. He experienced a variety of symptoms. I'm curious as to what symptoms one would experience after shoving a weight in their ass, including cramping, makes sense, abdominal pain, also makes sense, nausea, vomiting in small volume, and even constipation. Well, yeah, there's some blockage there. Oh, okay, I've got a picture. Take a look at the chapter artwork, and you can see the weight. It's kind of dick-like almost. Again, when you hear weights or dumbbells, I'm thinking, you've got like a bar to hold on to, and then on either end, it sort of flares out. Those are the weights I'm familiar with. This one, it looks like a dick head. I think this might just be a sex toy, honestly. A double-ended sex toy. They're calling it a weight, though, but okay, I guess I could sort of see that, too. But it's definitely more manageable. Like, I could get that in my butt if I really tried. Honestly, the getting it up in there wouldn't be a problem for me, I think. The main issue would be carrying around all that extra weight in your dumper. I mean, it's only 4.4 pounds, but you walk around with that thing all day, you're going to notice it. Going to be a little uncomfortable. After an initial anal examination failed to reveal anything, doctors decided to scan the region with an X-ray. They discovered an 8-inch long dumbbell lodged at the intersection of the colon and the rectum, like a cumbersome sex toy. While the patient was reportedly uncooperative during the procedure, how dare he? He came to the hospital for help. We're just trying to get this goddamn thing out of you, uncooperative. What does that even mean? No, I've decided I want to keep it in there. It's my baby. All of a sudden, he gets very protective of the dumbbell. Don't you dare rip it out of me, you monsters! Abortionists! You're all abortionists! Butchers! All right, while the patient was reportedly uncooperative during the procedure, doctor said the infiltration, nice way of putting that, was of a sexual nature. I mean, that's really the only reason why you would stick something like that up your butt. They had to act fast to prevent the dumbbell from causing anal perforation or another severe injury. Surgeons had a difficult time removing the makeshift dildo from his butt. They initially attempted to use tweezers to lift the weight out. The man was sedated at the time, but they still couldn't get a grasp on it. Left with no other recourse, the team opted for manual extraction, which involved the surgeon reaching in with their forearm. Kind of sad the guy was sedated. He probably would have enjoyed that. Anyway, they yanked out the dumbbell. The operation was successful, and the patient was discharged after 3 days without any complications. Now, even though we tend to report on old people getting stuff shoved in their butt, the case study report said that retained rectal objects generally affect males between 20 and 40. In March, doctors diagnosed a Tunisian woman with a urinary tract infection, only to discover that she had a shot glass lodged in her bladder. She reportedly used the drinking vessel as a sex toy 4 years ago and, forgot about it. She didn't get it checked out until much, much later. So there you go. Second story we have for you today. A man who previously complained about having a pedophile for a neighbor.
Hi, Galileo 2333.
No, it wasn't Galileo. This happened in the UK. A man who previously complained about having a pedophile for a neighbor has been convicted of being a pedophile himself. Why didn't he just keep his mouth shut? I guess he's trying to, divert attention. Yeah, coppers, the pedophile's over there. Now they'll be busy with that, and I can continue to collect my child porn in peace. Got nothing to worry about. All right, Darren Hyam has been jailed for subjecting a child to years of abuse. Oh, so this isn't just collecting child porn. He was doing stuff. He subjected a child to years of abuse from the age of 7 to 11. The abuse ranged from kissing and touching the child to forcing her to perform sex acts on him on more than one occasion. The 53-year-old had once complained to his local newspaper that he was furious his housing association didn't tell him that a neighbor was a convicted pedophile. Do you think he was upset because, now there's more competition in the area? He was pissed off for all the wrong reasons. There's only so many impressionable children in the neighborhood. Now I gotta share them with this pervert? Ugh, that's probably why he called the cops on him, right? Get that one pedophile out of the running. That'll leave more underage pussy for me. His own offending was found out, I guess, when he was spotted with the victim. Yeah, like when an old dude is hanging around little kids that aren't related to him. It's a red flag. That's according to prosecutor David Watson. Mr. Watson said, the person who saw them felt like something wasn't right, so they contacted social services. The victim later see, I would never do that. I mean, I would like to think if I saw something that looked weird, I would call the cops just to be sure, but I don't think I would. I mean, kids never want to be with older people. They're always squirming to get away. I wonder unless this guy was doing something really weird, like kissing on the little girl and touching her in weird ways, then I could see me calling the cops on that. But if it wasn't that blatant, I would just think, oh, this little asshole child being a dick. All right. The victim later told her mom that she'd been sexually abused by Hyam for ages. The child told police how the self-employed musician, I would love to hear his music. I don't know, is pedo rock a genre? Because it needs to be. The child told the police how the self-employed musician used to kiss her and put his penis on her, and recalled on one occasion how he had touched her. She also told them how he asked her not to tell anyone about the abuse, as it would mean he would be sent to prison. The traumatized girl would sometimes pretend to be tired and fall asleep in an attempt to make Hyman's abuse, or Hyman... I'm sorry. The Hyman abuse stop. Holy fuck, I'm sorry, freaks. Hyam, come on. You can see how I would make that error. Whew. When police approached Hyam about the alleged offenses, he self-harmed. He's punching himself or cutting himself, and then he was hospitalized, insisting that he had no sexual interest in children. Well, you're not acting like someone who doesn't have sexual interest in children. You're accused of it, and then you immediately start stabbing yourself. It's a little peculiar. He later confessed to the abuse, saying something triggered inside of him. He was jailed for 4 years, issued with a sexual harm prevention order for 10 years, and made subject to a restraining order. In 1999, Hyam had told his local newspaper that he would never have moved into the house had he known about his neighbor's past and demanded to be relocated. The defending attorney, Gary Lawrenson, said that prior to this offense, Hyam was a man of good character. That we know of. That's a weak defense. He told the court that the defendant has shown genuine remorse and is willing to engage in any work with the probation service, as if he has a fucking choice. Hyam wrote in a letter saying, "There are no words to say how much devastation and remorse I feel. I stand before you with acceptance of any punishment that you deem fit." Well, there you go. Another pedo off the streets, and yet Galileo 2333 is still out there. Can we somehow befriend him and get his real name and just nudge the cops in his direction? You might want to look into this guy. Not saying something's going on, but something is most definitely going on. All right, final story we have for you. Did y'all? Well, kindergarten snack time has gotten way better since when I was in school. I remember before snack time, our teacher would have us try something new every week. Sometimes it would be like animal crackers. And then other times she would just make us eat weird shit like a fucking raw tomato. Yeah, like she just had us bite into tomatoes. I thought it was an apple at first. I did not like, I hate tomatoes. Ever since, I think that's the reason why I dislike tomatoes so much. What sort of fucking teacher gives you a full tomato for snack time? It's fucking bizarre. It's not a snack, right? So weird. Parents at Grand River Academy in Michigan are outraged because a kindergartner brought a bottle of ready-to-drink Jose Cuervo margaritas. And the best part is, multiple students drank from them. Betcha nap time afterwards lasted a little bit longer than normal. Alexis Smith is one of those parents. Her kindergartner had a Dixie cup full of the mixed tequila drink and said she had 4 or 5 sips. Smith and another mom, Dominique Zanders, were baffled when they learned what happened. She felt woozy, a little dizzy, Zanders said. Their daughters were each given what they thought was juice during snack time. In reality, they were drinking Jose Cuervo margarita mix at snack time. It was not brought in by the teacher, but by a fellow kindergartner. See, the teacher has to check these things. You gotta be paying at least a little attention to snack time. All right, the girl poured it in her cup and she drank it, and the girl ended up telling her what it is. Oh, so she knew it was margaritas, and she went and told the teacher that there's liquor in this cup, and the teacher gave her a funny face. Like, what are you talking about, you little fibber? That's a horrible thing to say. You know what we do to liars. Go stand in the corner. I'll be there shortly to waterboard you. The other little girl had brought the single-serve, pre-mixed drinks to school in her backpack. Backpack. I had a small conversation with my daughter, nothing big, and she told me the girl knew it was liquor, said one parent. The parents are obviously angry about what happened, but not with the child, even though the child is really a little shit, because she knew there was alcohol in there. She knew what she was doing. They're mad at the teacher. They're directing their anger at school officials at Grand River Academy. They're wondering how it happened. Well, it happened because the teacher didn't check to see if there was any liquor being served, which is not something that normally happens. I love that. We can't understand. How did this happen? Well, normally 5-year-olds don't bring margarita mix to snack time. It's not something traditionally we have to worry about. So the teacher was a little lax in checking the drinks that were brought. I mean, the teacher should have checked, I guess, just to make sure that nothing weird was being served. But, I mean, come on. All right, the school released a statement that says, in part, while we try to keep an eye on everything our students bring to school, that's simply not possible. It's unfortunate that these types of adult beverages can easily be mistaken for child-friendly drinks. The school said they called Poison Control to consult regarding the next step. Oh, my God, it was a Dixie cup full of margarita. Your kids are going to be okay. They're not going to end up brain dead or something, for Christ's sakes. I'm not sure if they are short-staffed or whatever. It shouldn't have happened, said one parent. The school called the parents right away to tell them that all the kids were physically okay. Now, earlier in the day, some kids were throwing up in the garbage. Several pairs wandered off into the restroom to hook up. 5 or 6 kids may have stolen a bus and drove to White Castle because they were feeling hungry. Wanted something to soak up the alcohol. You know how it is. The school said they would hand out discipline to the student if necessary. Some are saying that it's the parents of the kindergartner who should be punished. If your child knows what it is, nothing wrong with it, but they should know not to touch it. That's not for kids, one parent said. Sounds like little Tanya's parents might be alcoholics. In that case, I'm sure the kid was already punished by her mom. You know, like, you stole my go-go juice. It's the only way I can get through the day. Need that Jose Cuervo. All right, there you go. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Monday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. All righty, love to hear from you freaks, and there are many ways to contact the show. Show at distortedview.com. I'm all over social media at Distorted View on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/DistortedViewShow. New YouTube channel, of course. Want you all to follow me. There's a link over there at distortedview.com. It's very important. We're starting from scratch because my old YouTube channel was tainted. Everything is tainted, ungodly, dork-sided. So I need your help building up our new YouTube channel, which is going to have lots of fun stuff. Oh, my God. It's going to be amazing. You just wait. You just subscribe and wait patiently. Thank you.
Hey, babe. It's your patron Sideshow freak, Jersey Devil here.
Hey, Jersey Devil.
And I wanted to talk about the news story about people fucking a lizard and how one would fuck a lizard.
Yes, we talked about that. I think maybe it was the Sideshow exclusive Thursday podcast. Some people from India, I believe, just ended up fucking a lizard, man. And, you know, there are big lizards out there. This was one of the larger lizards. So it kind of makes sense that a cock would fit up a lizard asshole.
I mean, haven't we all seen that video where a chimpanzee fucks a bullfrog?
That's true. That's absolutely right.
He literally just kind of uses it like a tango egg. And then he just, once he's done loving that frog, he just fucking whips it across the fucking jungle.
Yep.
You know, no love there. All right. Well, I just wanted to put that visual in your head. I'm sure you've seen that
visual hasn't left my head since I saw that video years ago.
Porn. All right.
Matter of fact, I had a poster blown up, a screenshot of that monkey fucking that thing. It actually works pretty well in the living room. Complements the colors and the paint on the wall. Looks very nice. Come over to my house and check it out.
Hey, Timmy Boo, how are you?
Is this going to be an animal fucking story? I hear like clucking chickens or something in the background.
Hey, Timmy Boo, how are you, baby boo? You know, why the fuck on Tuesday's show you were... I think it was...
Where the hell are you, dude? Like, are you raising chickens? Are you at a zoo? What's going on?
It was, 3 minutes and 38 seconds into the show on Tuesday, you were talking about y'all should question us straight folks, should question our sexual orientation. Maybe we can roll a little side to the fag world. And
because I was trying to get more gay listeners, right? So this becomes a gay podcast because then I'll have like I don't know why did I want to get more gay listeners? That's hearing it out loud, that just sounds like a horrible idea.
No.
Somehow I think my theory was I would be able to gain more listeners and get more money if I advertise DV as a gay podcast. And if you go to the Discord, our logo now is the DV logo. Someone made this. The DV logo, it's in rainbow colors. So thank you for that.
You know,
officially
I
all gayed out.
Choose the name Unicorn Hamster if over Cum Shot Charlie because of elements of fagginess.
What?
And great show this week.
Thank you.
Love you, boo.
Almost died producing those shows for you, but I appreciate that.
Hey, Tim, this is Gilbert Gottfried calling from beyond the grave. Ooh, it's very scary here in hell. I've been thinking of you, Tim. Remember that time I did the thing for your TV show, your internet show, Distorted View? I miss you, big guy. Hope to see you soon. Hugs and kisses, Gilbert.
No,
Gottfried.
I don't want to see you soon. It wasn't a bad Gilbert, right? The 6 out of 10 impression, maybe. Well, thank you very much, Gilbert, for calling in. That is all the time we have on this edition of the program. Want you guys to email me, show at distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you at 206-666-4463. That's 206-66. Oh, God, is it? Oh, God.
Cunnilingus Ready.
Spread the distortion, STD. Tell all your friends about the show. Don't forget to give us a 5-star rating, a thumbs up, or like wherever you can rate and review podcasts. It takes just a second, and it really does help us out. Tomorrow's show is Sideshow exclusive. If you want to hear it, you got to sign up, superfreaksideshow.com. Otherwise, I will see you back on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody.
My name is Tim Henson, the new face of genital herpes.
This has been another excellent podcast from the Scribe Media Group. Learn more at scribe.net.